Today we have the privilege of having some representatives of DND civilian employees from my riding here in the room with us. And I'm very proud to have 1,060 Public Service Alliance members in my riding. And that includes, I guess, nearly 1,000 civilian employees of DND. And I'm not so proud to say that 60% of them have Phoenix pay problems. And those pay problems are very, very serious. And we have with us today, and she's given my permission to say this, a civilian employee who's a single parent who's been underpaid for over a year and is now worried that when eventually she is paid, there'll be some large lump sum payment that will have tax impacts, that will have impacts on other benefits, and frankly, it'll be almost impossible to figure out whether this person has been properly paid or not. And in the interim, she has to make hard choices in her family because she's being underpaid. So my question for you is, have you received reports from DND about the impacts that these pay problems are having on the morale of people who are working there, on the time it takes away from the jobs they're supposed to be doing, on the impacts of their families, and on impacts like things like employee retention? So have you received any of those reports on those impacts? I know you don't do Phoenix yourself, but I'm concerned about its impacts on the employees and the functionality of the Canadian forces.
No, Mr. Garrison, when it comes to, when I said we're looking after our people and we put this in our defense policy, it's a responsibility of all of us. And so as a minister all the way down, making sure these issues. And I don't know where she is. Hi, first of all, I just want to personally apologize for what you have to go through. It's completely unacceptable. And this is one of the things every department, including us, are working extremely hard. And so yes, I will speak to the Deputy Minister every single week about this, making sure that even individual issues, that how are we addressing them, where we have working on certain measures. Actually, Deputy, you want to talk about some of the measures?
So, thank you for the question. And Phoenix is an issue that we talk about daily, almost hourly some days within the Department of National Defence. We are 10% of the public service, and we are 10% of the problem. There's 16,000 employees right now affected by Phoenix. And so we treat every single one of them as critical. And so if I get the details of your situation, I will personally look into it. And I've made that offer at every town hall I've done. An employee can email me directly and tell me their situation, and we'll do everything we can to move that file forward. D&D was one of the departments spoken to by the Auditor General for the most recent report. We were very honest about our situation. I'm on the Deputy Minister Steering Committee looking at Phoenix Solutions. I'm working very closely with PSPC and Treasury Board to find solutions, and we're throughout the governance. Our CFO has issued over $2 million in emergency salary advances, and we do everything we can to assist. But my plea to the employees within the Department of National Defence is to please tell me what's going on, because I can't fix what I don't know.
Thank you for those responses, but I think the reason the representatives are here today is they're trying to tell you that a case-by-case approach will never fix this, and they're going to need some more general things to take place and some hiring of personnel to be on site to deal with payroll programs.
So on that note, one of the things, because your question was regarding do we get briefed, I'm just giving the level of detail that we go into, making sure that each case is looked at. But more importantly, for the wider piece to it, no, this is something we're taking very seriously. While we're taking the wider government approach to this, I also want to state this. I've been working with Mr. Qualtrough, and our recommendations on what we can do to support some of those changes within, and so that we can be part of the solution while the bigger problem is being looked at.
Thank you. So those are